Hey, welcome to another episode of Legion Elite Motorsports. I'm your host, Isaiah. And on today's episode, we are going to dive a little deeper into bad blood. So let's dive in and let's see what's what. Okay, first things first. We went ahead and replaced all the speakers in the car because they were blown or missing. So, there we go. First ones were the 6x9s. These have been replaced. Next is the 6.5s. That's been replaced. And even the tweeters here have been replaced. Even the dash speakers have been replaced. It is boiling hot out here. Don't want to get too hot, but over here in the left side of the screen, you'll be able to see what it was replaced with. And then you got a couple other things we have to jump on to pertaining to the Diamante. Okay. So one of the other things that has to get done is have this AC line repaired, and it holds Freon, but in the firewall right over here, the orifice tube is 100% clogged, so that's something I need to repair. So I went ahead and got this piece here. So in order to get to that piece, that dash has to come out. So that is on the to-dos list, because here in Florida, we definitely need air conditioning. Next, my VTEC. All right. So as I briefly swept over the fact that this is running off of the 1.5 computer, or excuse me, not 1.5, 3.5. You can see the distributor there, which I did change the distributor itself, and it has a nice adapter plate that allows you to run my VTEC. I'm gonna put a picture over here on the left hand side so you could see exactly what that adapter plate looks like. But the piece that I am missing, and it comes with the adapter plate, the previous owner was explaining to me, only thing that's needed is, I don't know if you guys can see it right here, right there, there's a bolt on top of the adapter plate that a pressurized oil line is supposed to go to, and it goes from there over to here. I'm gonna post a picture again on the upper left hand side so you can see what that is supposed to look like. And then I have to get a switch, positive and negative for this side. Positive is ignition switch positive, and then ground will be activated by a VTEC solenoid, is what I want to call it. But the proper term, at least for what I ordered, is a window switch. I don't know why they call it that, but let me show you what that looks like. Okay, here it is. RPM activated window switch with a digital readout. 3 modes. So I'm not sure why it's named that, but open this up. Let's take a peek at what we got. Oh, don't want to drop it. All right. So, of course, we have instructions of how to hook it up. Which seems to be pretty simple. As you can see there. Going to modes and functions. This controls up to 12 cylinders, so on and so forth. It tells you the color of the wires. And because it is a distributor, all I have to do is connect the TAC output wire. So this module knows what RPM it's at, and then the blue will be the one that turns on and off the device you want to activate via RPM, desired RPM. So pretty simple in general. So I still have to get a couple more things for this, that being the connector. And I have the steel braided line that would technically go from there and to this point here. With this, you have to take it off, but I don't have the connectors for either end. I'm gonna see if the previous owner might have it somewhere, probably in the attic or something like that. Hopefully. And we'll have my VTEC popping and we should be good to go. So we have that. And then next, so I'm gonna leave a link in the description for the window switch. But more information about the Diamante, she is down. She is not drivable, okay? Not for, I guess you would say, an extremely bad reason, but I was driving it, going to help out a friend, go pick up a car, and all of a sudden the clutch went straight to the floor. So I figured, maybe, hopefully, low on, brake fluid. So I filled up the reservoir there, and it came out right underneath the transmission. So if you're not familiar with this type of transmission, it is a 6-speed manual. And the 6-speed manual, the slave cylinder is inside the transmission. So in order to get to it, you have to drop the transmission. So I already got the piece, and to add insult to injury, here's the piece here, brand new, lifetime warranty, under $100, made in Italy. But to add insult to injury, this is a dual mass clutch system. So normally, if you want to, hey, while I'm in there, let me just change the clutch, they want you to change the flywheel, the clutch, and the pressure plate. And I don't want to do that in particular. I actually want to, I guess, upgrade to single mass. So I haven't quite found one yet. Hopped on some of the groups on Facebook to kind of familiarize myself with the engines platform, and not a help at all. No feedback or comment. So I am on the prowl, or the lookout, for a single mass flywheel with a nice stage 2 clutch disc set. So if you guys are familiar with the platform, definitely leave me some info down in the comments. Until then, a lot of this stuff is gonna be happening soon. This is more of an update video. And we're gonna have to wait until I get some more parts. But some of the stuff I'm gonna leave a description, or leave it down in the description so you guys can check it out. And yeah, I also talked to a tuner about tuning this car too. Oh, one more thing before I forget. So before I forget, I have a spare intake manifold. Okay, and the reason why I was showing you guys this is because there's a trick that can be done to this bad boy, including going together with the tune, that gets you from the factory horsepower. With my VTEC, it's normally, I believe it's 265 horsepower. And without my VTEC, it's like 235 or something like that, or 230. You know, just to give you an idea. And then they modify this intake manifold to a bigger throttle body, and they go up to 310 to 317 on pump 93. And then of course, if you change your fuels, the higher and higher it goes. But I'm gonna keep this one on pump 93. So I'm looking forward to being around 310, hopefully, we'll see. All motor, that'll be the goal. So what I have to do is I have to cut this guy off, and then we're gonna try to squeeze on technically a 4-inch throttle body. This one is too small. Very restrictive, not enough airflow. So we're gonna go with the 4-inch throttle body, which I believe is gonna be a 90mm throttle body. And then modify this guy to fit in the current situation, which I'll show you guys that now. There's some trimming I have to do here, weld this closed, trim some of that off, stuff like that. So let's have a photographic memory of what this one looks like, and let's go take a look at the one that's in the car. And here you can see a little bit of trimming there, a little bit of trimming over here, things of that nature, because the fuel rail has been modified to fit in here properly. So we got the hoop over here. The factory 3.8 is a returnless system, and the 3.5 is a return system, so you have to add that part in. That's what's been done. And yeah, so there's going to be some modifications that need to happen to the other intake manifold, but nothing that we cannot accomplish, thus having a welder. But this throttle body is way too small, and also through the tuning process we get rid of this guy. That will be out of the equation, and we'll run solely off of this guy. So it's going to be a lot of upgrades, and it's going to come in handy, especially for an all-motor application. So we'll see. And with that being said, we're going to call it an episode there. I'm going to be posting more frequently. There's a lot of stuff I got to get done, and I'm going to bring you guys on for the adventure. And hopefully not this episode coming now, but the following one we'll be introducing a new car that's going to need a little bit of work. So yep, let's get that stuff done and knock it out. And as always, remember guys, knowledge is power.